occurred over 3 years, that they would travel to the United States and be the first British drum corps to take part in the Drum Corps International World Finals, to be held at the Orange Bowl in Miami. It was an experience for everybody. Many of the Corps members had never been on an airplane before, let alone flown to the United States. And for John Johnson, Corps Director of the Dagenham Crusaders, it was an especially good day because it was the culmination of years of effort.
I think some kids on the way here today honestly didn't think we were going to actually get to America. They thought the plane might turn back or something, but we're now on the way. I think they're convinced that they know they're going, and that's really going to help us achieve what we were going for. The kids are very excited about it. It's been sincerely worthwhile in all the efforts that everyone's put together. And I think it's going to be a wonderful experience. As far as I'm concerned, I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
Dagenham Crusaders, as usual, took over everything, including about half the aircraft. And British Airways were brave enough to let some of them on the flight deck.
What's all the different parts?
Oh, they're the engine instruments. They're numbered across here. It's number 1 engine, number 2, 3 and 4. These are all the instruments for number 1 engine, which is up on that left wing outside. Number 2, number 3, number 4. And each one tells us something different about it. How hot it's running and how much fuel it's using and how fast it's turning, how much power it's putting out. Then it takes about 2 years flying a light aircraft, and then you get onto a small jet and then eventually up onto a jumbo.
Like a lady pilot? There are some now, so you wouldn't be on your own. Quite a lot, in fact. Nice job. Takes you all around the world, meet different people.
When the plane landed at Boston Airport, the spirit was they'd made it, and no matter what problems they'd run into, it was great to be in the States. The city of Lynn had all the flags out to welcome the Dagenham Crusaders, and the Corps was excited about the prospects of performing on the steps of City Hall. But unfortunately, the aircraft's baggage compartment could not be unlocked after the plane landed, and all the kids' clothing, bedding, and musical equipment was returned to the United Kingdom. But the city of Lynn came to the rescue. Mayor Antonio Marino.
Well, the city of Lynn is oriented to meeting crisis. We recently had a tremendous fire, almost tore our city apart. We respond very quickly. We are equipped through the civil defense organization that we have to immediately respond to any emergency. This was not a great emergency. It was an inconvenience, actually. And we moved very quickly, and we're very happy and proud to serve.
But to do this for total strangers?
Certainly the British people are not strangers to the city of Lynn. The city of Lynn is named after King's Lynn in England. It was established by the British ancestors, you know. And they built a beautiful city when they were here. They were people of dignity and honor. They were farmers in the summer, and they were shoemakers in the wintertime. And consequently, from that beginning, the city of Lynn became the largest women's shoe manufacturing city in the world. And it was established as such.
But there's more to it than that. Oh, I understand that you yourself have some nice memories of drum corps.
Yes. When I was 13 years of age, I joined the drum corps, junior drum corps. I played bass bugle in the back lines. And we came from a rather tough neighborhood of children who were just tough kids. And we had a great man that put us together and formed a drum corps. And I learned the discipline of the drum corps, and I learned that the activity kept us out of trouble. And we became, every one of us, as a matter of fact, over the years, became responsible people in government and professions because of the drum corps activity. I think was a great base for us.
You know, in this day and age, there are so many people saying that kids are always getting into trouble, not just nationally, but internationally. Do you see the drum corps as a way of countering that problem?
Well, I think it's a positive counter. Rather than criticize and continuously, you know, rip them around, that you give them this type of activity. And then in the city of Lynn, in addition to the drum corps work, we have thousands of children engaged in soccer, for instance. Now, Lynn in America is becoming more sophisticated in soccer. We have 2,000 children in soccer alone. We have 2,100 children in Little League baseball. and all of these activities. This is the way to help the children, and not just criticize them all the time. And of course, what do you hear? You only hear of those who fail, and we have to work with them also.
How do you feel about the Dagenham Crusaders coming to Lynn?
I think it's excellent. I didn't have a great deal to do with it, except that my commissioners, you know, who deal with entertainment, arranged everything. I was very pleased when they said that they chose Lynn as their first visit. I think it's very appropriate. I don't think that they could go to any city in America that has the history that Lynn has. We're very proud to have them here, and we want to host them and make sure that they remember us as a friend.
Do you feel overwhelmed that the British are coming?
Not really. No, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm pleased that they're coming.
John, what's the story?
Well, at the moment, we've been cleared by customs, and now we've got to go airside to pick up our equipment. We've just been told that we're going to get cleared immediately, and hopefully that's what's going to happen.
So you'll be able to load the stuff right onto the trucks right away?
That's what we've been told, and that's what we're hoping will happen, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, appearing for the very first time in the United States, let's welcome from Dagenham, England, the Dagenham Crusaders.
So what did you think of this group from England, their first time in America?
Oh, very good, very good.
How do you think they compare to the American groups?
I think they're much more conservative, they're reserved, they don't have much style, but I think they got the potential.
What did you think of the Dagenham Crusaders?
I think they're very good.
Very, very good. I think they have a good chance. They all performed very well tonight.
What do you think of the Dagenham Crusaders, first time in America?
Well, I think it's terrific for the whole drum corps situation to make it a more international thing. That's what the name of it is, really, is Drum Corps International. And with this this exchange type thing with the corps coming over from England is terrific for the whole activity. I think they did very well. I wish them a lot of luck.
It's a balmy, hot summer night in Lynn, Massachusetts, but nobody's complaining. Everybody's kind of happy, as a matter of fact, and one of the reasons is this group right behind me. They're called the Bridgemen. They're from New Jersey, and boy, are they a crowd pleaser.
no small thanks to you.
Well, I think they've done very well. After all, they didn't get their instruments till the very last moment. They didn't have any time to rehearse and warm up, and they did fine. And we certainly have enjoyed them, and I think the reaction of the people here tonight, it speaks for itself.
I think I speak for all of us in saying that you've done a marvelous job for all of these kids, and they are so thankful to you.
Well, I love them very much, and I appreciate their being here. I think they're marvelous. They're simply marvelous.
For 8.65, Dagenham Crusaders.
Just enjoy yourselves tonight. Remember, this is an act. This is our little game that we play. This is drum corps. It's like your games that you play, drum corps. All right? Do the show, turn the people on, make them feel good. You're going to do a good job tonight. Am I right? Yes! All right, good.
Pick up the cases. We'll have to take the cases with us. Down to the truck. Quickly, move!
Salute.
It's going great. We've learned to eat properly. We've had some problems about that. We've learned to sleep properly. We've had some problems about that, and we've been rehearsing very hard. We dropped our 48 for 37 last night. So we're off to about a 42 tonight. So it's going great. We're working hard, and now I understand we've got to work. Okay?
The slow step, getting on the field, is really the time when your mind blanks out everything else that's just happened, and you have to concentrate fully on on the job in front of you. As well as that, you have to try and blank out things like the heat.
It's really close sticking to you, and all your legs are really aching. You've got to remember to lift your legs up to look smart, and you're just like pulling 10-stone weights off the floor.
When I was marching on, I thought, I hope I don't faint. It's really hot. It must be embarrassing too, because I've never fainted yet.
Worst thing to put up with is lack of food, or the wrong types of food.
Yeah.
Never enough of it. Yeah, we had some weird combinations and stuff to eat.
We found a shop around the corner from where the school was, where we slept sometimes. And half a corps piled around this little corner shop and bought out the whole place.
Yeah, the bloke must have thought it was Christmas on a Saturday.
The time factors in the travel, you know, we worked out the mileage and the number of hours it would take to get from one place to another, and it's taken slightly longer. The one in New Jersey was a typical example. We should have been staying somewhere near Bayonne. In actual fact, they bussed us out about 100 miles north, which meant the following day we had an extra 100 miles on our journey, which we hadn't bargained for. Instead of doing 400 miles, we did 500.
We've had a couple of kids, or a couple of people on staff, and who have, like myself, we've been travelling on the bus all the time, so you end up with swollen feet and that sort of thing. So I have to go to the hospital and take care of that. We've had the normal sort, well, we've had more accidents than we normally have with kids. We've had sprained ankle, we've had someone cut their knee, we've had a couple of girls pass out, that sort of thing.
I was running to the coach and I fell off a curb, a big high curb onto my foot. Look, you can even look, I'll show you my toes if you like. Look.
Supposed to say hello, Mum.
Hello, Mum. I fell off the car. Shut up.
But the first aid at all the shows is absolutely marvellous. They're very well prepared. They take the kids to the hospital. We haven't had to use the insurance. There's been no fees involved. We've got absolute faith in the organisation and the contest. But the fact is, we've had to use it. When you undertake a thing like this, you can't anticipate everything.
I think the trip's starting to catch up a little bit. It's the travel that they're not used to. So, making it rough on them, and the diet as well is a lot different. So they're having a little bit of a trouble adjusting to it. And where it might be adequate for drum corps in this country, it might not be so adequate for them. So it's creating some problems. But I think their spirits are up. They're going to do well.
I could sleep for a week.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, you know, something different away from home. I like it so far. Beautiful, really nice. Where you been? Bayonne, Boston, Lynn. Where else have we been? Carey, all the way down to Miami, Pennsylvania, New York, Washington. Really nice. And the people are so friendly.
This is our honeymoon, yeah. And she's never seen drum corps before, never had any idea about what it's been, so...
I don't want to see it ever again.
This is a brand new experience. Trying to spend time doing my thing with the rehearsals with the corps and my obligations to my lovely wife. And the two don't often come together, so...
Don't ever
literally.
It stinks.
But we'll make it. Once we get to Miami, then we have 3 days off on our own, so it'll be all right.
I'm going to sleep for 3 days.
The things have to immediately come off the buses and put along the curb right next to the buses. That's all. Now, this is the first time you're sharing a facilities with another corps. You have got to respect what they're doing. They're sleeping right now. You've got to respect that. Be quiet when you enter the facilities. We're sharing a gymnasium with them. We're on the far end of the gym. What we're going to try to do this morning, the washrooms and showers are downstairs. We're not going into the gym this morning right now. We're going to let them sleep. Their wake-up time is 9 o'clock. After that time, we may put our things in. We may not. But what we need to happen is when we ask you to do something, we need it done immediately. Not after you eat a donut or drink whatever you need to do. We need you to react to what we ask you to do. Okay? Go. Quickly.
All your personal luggage you want for a shower. Come on, lads, let's have ya. Girls, done.
World Championships.
Are you excited?
Excited and a bit nervous, yeah.
Why nervous? You've been doing so well.
Well, it's not all the other shows, whereas we get used to the crowds, but it's just like the World Championship, it's something new for us.
Well, I know you'll do well, but good luck anyway.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right. You've got to be excited. Tonight's got to be a tremendous night for you.
Yeah, it is.
Are you worried?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Why worried? It's going to be great for you.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've come over to the United States?
Yeah, it is.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Are you thinking at all about tonight's performance?
No, not really.
You're pretty confident. You know it's going to go well.
Yeah.
What part do you play?
Manchon.
Play a tune for me, real quick. How do you feel about the way things have been going so far?
It's been a bit of a rush and everything, like, because we're not used to this travelling. But it's been great so far.
Have you been upset by the way things have gone so far?
Yeah, a little bit. Really tired and hungry.
All that heat and humidity's having its toll on you, huh?
Yeah. Sometimes it was really tiring and made me feel irritable. But other times it was fine. If we had not enough sleep the night before, then trying to get sleep on the coach that day, you couldn't go to sleep. And everyone was messing about and you were hungry and just overtired. I don't think I'd do a tour again like that because I'm just not that sort of person. I thought I could do it, but I wasn't cut out for it.
Oh, these are the best corps we've ever taken. A lot different from the American corps. The kids are very polite. They'll do anything you want them to do. They clean the bus for us. And I enjoy taking them.
How many miles have you done?
Oh, God. Gone about 1,200 miles, 1,100 miles so far.
How many more to go?
More to go. We got 4, 8. Oh, we got about another 1,000 miles to go till we hit Miami. I want to go to bed now.
Within the last 4 or 5 years, the level of competition within the United States has increased significantly. The number of corps that are getting better, competing against one another, is causing everybody to work much harder. Secondly, with the traveling that we do, this also makes a big difference in our level of competition. The age of the members of our drum corps. The upper level drum corps in the United States are averaging 18 and a half, 19 years old. Your corps is down around 16. When we were at averaging age of 16, our score was significantly lower. Musically, most of the members of a drum corps in the United States play in both a high school and or a college band. As an example of Suncoast Sound, we have 124 members. Out of that 124, we only have 6 that do not march in either a high school or college band. Even the members of our color guard, many of them are musicians. In our percussion section, our cymbal players, either percussionists or they're actually woodwind players, so they all march. They also take private lessons.
Dagenham Crusaders, you may enter the field in competition.
Good show. Really good.
You pleased?
Yeah, very. Just hope the score goes up. Right, can we have you in a circle here? Hey! Oh, relax a minute. Relax, good show. Move your shakos, guard.
Was it a hot show? Was it really warm out there for you tonight? You did a nice job. It looked good from up and it looked good from down and it sounded good from down. Who was the lead soprano that forgot to change? Thank you. Honesty is best. Okay, otherwise, some little fatigue things right at the very end of the show, but I think overall it was really smooth. It felt real good from where we were, and it felt good from upstairs, I hear, too. It was a nice show. Can't say much more than that. Don?
Nothing. You got to come up with something traditionally English to say after the show, you know, to scream out loud. Get this thing away from me. Good job, all right? You feel good about it? Yeah. It's improved in the last 2 days. You feel more confident with what you're doing? Good. That's what it's for. That's what it's all about. Come on, you're supposed to make noise after you do a good show. All right.
Go away. It's all right now, thanks. It's still a bit, when I bend my toes really a lot, it hurts then, but it's all right.
Good show?
Yeah, all right. Hello, Mum. Again. No, it was. It's all right. It's just, it needs a little bit of something done to it to the end, don't glory. But because I'm supposed to go between a baritone and a mid-lawn or something, and I'll go in front of the mid-lawn instead of behind him, so it's got to be fixed. So anyway, I'm going to go and get rid of the instrument. Bye.
What do you think of these kids? How do they compare to the kids that you see in here day in and day out?
Well, they're very nice and very mannerly kids. I don't have any problem with them. I was here since 10 minutes to 5 this morning with them, so it was very nice meeting them and meeting their instructors.
Long day for you, huh?
Oh, yeah. I got to be here till 10 o'clock tonight.
Is this the first time you've come up against a whole bunch of English kids?
My first time. I never met any other kids from British, and I'm happy to meet them and glad to be around them. I think they're very nice kids.
Well, I know you're giving them a great impression of America.
I hope so. I hope they enjoy themselves here, and I hope that the city will treat them nice.
What's that? Yeah, the salami. Is there anything in it? Do you have to eat it? Salami, Well, did you get yours? Get yours.
Crispy roll. Crispy roll.
Is there a favorite American food you have?
Nah, not really.
You don't like any of it?
Nah, beef burgers, really.
All right, I'm going to ask you the question everybody wants me to ask you. Is it true you got drunk last night?
Yeah.
How many beers?
What?
How many beers?
1.5 cans beer and 2 glasses craft.
One sandwich of white bread is not substantial for me. And the pace that we're putting them through right now, the weather that they're in, the conditions, and the amount of work that they're actually doing, that is not really substantial. It's really not. Animal proteins, you need meats, basically. We can get into all the starches and things like that.
You see, our problem with feeding has been the fact that we've been on the move so much. We've not had a stable base, and we haven't got a chuck.
I realize that, and we've never talked about that until now, because now we have a facility to try
and catch up for what we've lost.
Yeah. And now we're at the time where we're starting to push a little harder. We're starting to demand things of them, and it's a give and take.
I think it's quite right with the demanding now, because now they're going to have a good night's sleep each evening. They're going to have a substantial meal first thing in the morning, which I think is the most important meal of the day, is a good breakfast. It is. If you have a good breakfast, you can sometimes skip lunch.
Well, see, now that's what we're talking about. We're talking about 2 substantial meals a day versus 3 now. Let's skip lunch. Really, we can get fruit, we can get bananas, we can do something, but if they're fed 2 good meals per day, we're talking a fairly early morning meal, and then an evening type of meal. We don't even know how to schedule that yet. Meats, salads, vegetables, that's what we're looking at. Breads. They don't like whole wheat bread, apparently. You don't eat a lot of that over in England, and that's fine. There's white bread, you get a lot of calories, a lot of carbohydrates and starches. That's fine. That's a lot that is a lot to burn off, but I'm talking about when you get to a point where you're not taking in enough protein, you start deteriorating. You're still putting out the same amount of energy. Carbohydrates do not convert into protein. They turn into glycogen, which is like a raw energy, and you'll burn yourself out. And that's kind of where they're borderline right now. They're very tired and they don't know why.
All right? Come on, my name, Sam. We'll get you a drink.
Which is better, the sandwich or the Bridgman?
Bridgman.
Tell me, what did you like about their performance?
Drumline mainly, when they go blindfold.
How do you feel about your own performances as compared with theirs?
Pretty even.
Pretty good?
Yeah, it was just a different judging.
Hey, what do you think's going to happen tonight?
I reckon we'll get through the finals.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good for you. I think you will too, especially if you keep eating the sandwich.
And that the food's, getting better and that we've got good facilities for cooking and everything, and that's better. And we're a place where we're sleeping, that's all right, because we've got good lighting and everything, and so, it's not too bad. We've had worse places though, but this is not too bad.
Is privacy a problem?
Well, not too bad, because we've been living together for 2 weeks. We don't take no notice now.
It almost is like a family, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Some you love, some you hate.
Yeah.
But you live together.
Yeah, you just got to get on, no matter what, Just got to go through the rough and smooth of everything. It's quite good.
Do you find that the living together brings out the best in everyone when they get out on the field, that team spirit?
Yeah, everyone, You learn a lot about everyone, you know. You learn about their personalities and everything. But you have to put everything into that show. So everything comes out, you know, into that show that you have in that evening. Everyone works hard all through the day and the week just for the show in the evening.
So you know that even if somebody's rubbing you the wrong way, you know that they'll put that aside when it comes down to the show.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All, you know, works for the show.
One for all and all for one.
Yeah.
Well, if the kids look a little bit nervous right now, they have every right to be. Tonight is the night. If things don't go well for them this night, they're not going to make it to the finals.
Okie, okie, okie. Aye, aye, aye. Okie, okie, okie. Aye, aye, aye. Okay. Aye. Okay. Aye. Okie, okie, okie. Aye, aye, aye. Thank you.
Starting line from Dagenham, Essex, England, the Dagenham Crusaders. Drum majors Graham Bellingham and Chris Cataneo. Is the corps ready?
Here we are at the Orange Bowl, and they made it. Now let's see how they do. How do you think you did?
Very well indeed. Very pleased.
Have you seen the score yet?
No, not yet, no.
But you're gambling. You know it's going to be good.
It was a 42 last night. We think we should be near about 47, 48.
Are you proud of the kids? They've worked so hard.
Sure, yeah.
Especially in this heat, huh?
Yes, I am, yeah. I've got to go and thank them.
Okay.
Right? Cheers.
You're now in 7th position.
Yes.
What does that mean to the layman?
Well, at the moment it means we go through to the open class quarterfinals, but we need to come below 12.
In other words, if you go too high, you get bounced out, and if you go too low, you get bounced out. The goal is to be right in the middle.
That's right, yeah.
Gee, there's something wrong there.
I know. Well, see, like, if you come in the first 12, you go into the open class, which are the big top cars. They are your Blue Devils, your Vanguards, and we are not in their standards. But to come below 12, you go into, like, you know, the A class, which is sort of like a Division 2, really. Sort of our standards. In the Football League, Division 2. So.
You know you can win that one, huh?
Well, yeah. That's what we've got our sights set on, so.
Is it exciting for you as an American to be working with a British drum corps for the first time?
Oh, it is. I was thrilled to have the offer and now to actually be doing it. And to see the growth that they're capable of and that they've had, the good time they're having, They're starstruck being over here, having listened to all these albums for years, and now seeing these people, and it's a good experience. It's as good for me as it is for them.
We was aiming for Class A, and now we've gone 2 rungs up the ladder even more.
Now, is that too bad? Is that going to be scary for the kids because they're going to be outclassed?
No, not outclassed. This corps will never be outclassed. They're a class in their own. Even coming to here, we're learning so much. We go out and we'll do a good job.
Not my personal best. I've done better. I enjoyed it. The crowd were good. Last night they weren't so hot, so it made you feel less last night. But they're good tonight, and I really enjoyed it. It's not like so. But we still got problems, but we'll get rid of them eventually.
I think we did rather well, in as much as there were 90 competing corps. We were expected to come around the 40 or 50 mark, which would have left us in A class. We in fact went through the A class and ended up amongst the big boys, about 34th position in the open class.
Dagenham Crusaders, you may enter the field for exhibition.